Your electric bill went up again. Not because you used more electricity, because you never understood what you were actually paying for. There is a device in your home right now. It costs nothing. You already own it. And if you learn to read it correctly, it will show you exactly how to cut your electricity bill by 30 to 50%. Not by switching providers. Not by buying solar panels. Not by replacing your appliances. By understanding something the utility industry never explains clearly on your bill. The load secret. The reason your meter spins when nothing seems to be running. The reason heating and cooling accounts for 52% of your total bill, even when your thermostat feels reasonable. The reason your refrigerator, your water heater, and your heating and cooling system are burning money in ways that have nothing to do with the temperature you set. This is not a theory. This is physics. And once you understand it, you cannot unsee it. Every device in your home consumes power in one of two ways. Real power does the actual work. It spins the motor inside your washing machine. It heats the water in your tank. It lights up the room you are sitting in right now. Reactive power does something entirely different and much more deceptive. It magnetizes. It builds the invisible electromagnetic field that allows your motor to start moving from a dead stop. It helps your transformer step down the voltage coming from the street, and it forces your heavy compressor to cycle on against immense pressure. Without reactive power, none of your inductive loads would function at all. Your house would go dark and silent. But here is the critical truth that the utility industry deliberately refuses to explain on your monthly residential bill. Reactive power does not show up neatly as simple kilowatt hours. It shows up as hidden demand embedded deep inside your apparent power reading. Your smart meter is not just counting what you use. It is measuring the combined vector sum of your real power and your reactive power. It takes two completely different electrical components and wraps them into one single inflated price that you pay blindly every 30 days. Here is the point I cannot fully explain in a short 30-second soundbite. There is one specific mathematical factor inside your personal load profile that determines whether any efficiency change you make actually shows up on your bill or simply disappears into grid maintenance fees that your utility company buries 3 lines down on the second page of your statement. Let me show you exactly what your meter is actually counting while you sleep. The national average residential electricity rate in the United States is now 18 cents per kilowatt hour. According to the Energy Information Administration, data from early 2026, the average American home uses 865 kilowatt hours every single month. That translates to $155 a month. That is $1,860 a year. And that baseline cost is going up by 6% annually for 5 consecutive years. We are watching the managed decline of the American electrical grid, and the cost of that decay is being passed directly to you. Most homeowners are actively paying for phantom load that they could eliminate this week for absolutely free. The modern survival industry will eagerly sell you massive solar panel arrays with a brutal 15-year payback period. They will sell you whole house standby generators that burn through 8 gallons of gasoline an hour. They will push wall-mounted battery backups with planned obsolescence baked into every single lithium iron phosphate cell. What those salesmen will never tell you is that the single most powerful energy management tool you own is already installed on the side of your house. It is the raw load profile of your home. Reading it correctly costs exactly $0 and requires 0 contractor permits. Consider your kitchen refrigerator. Your refrigerator does not run continuously. It cycles based on thermal triggers. The heavy mechanical compressor comes on and runs hard for 8 to 12 minutes. Then it shuts off and waits in silence for 20 to 30 minutes. Then it comes back on to fight the heat penetrating the insulated doors. Every single time that compressor starts, it draws 3 to 6 times its normal running current for the first 1 to 3 seconds. In the electrical engineering world, that massive spike is called inrush current. A standard mid-size residential refrigerator that pulls just 700 running watts may violently spike to 3,500 watts at startup for 2 critical seconds. It does this up to 12 times a single day. Your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system does the exact same thing, but at 10 times the scale and consequence. A standard 3-ton central air conditioning unit sitting in your backyard has a steady running draw of approximately 3,500 watts. But it has a massive inrush current of 15 to 25 amps at 240 volts. That means it demands 3,600 to 6,000 watts at startup for 3 to 5 agonizing seconds. Every single time that massive compressor cycles on in the middle of a brutal Texas summer, your smart meter sees all of it. Your utility company records it, and they charge you for the infrastructure required to support that sudden violent demand. You will never see that specific spike itemized on your paper statement, but make no mistake, you pay for it month after month, year after year. Now let me show you how thermal phantom draw secretly works inside the dark corners of your house. Your water heater intentionally heats water you have absolutely no intention of using. Twice a day, every single day for the entire 10-year life of the appliance it fires up. It violently heats a massive 40 to 80 gallon steel tank back up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It does this strictly because the mechanical set point dial says so. It does not do this because you are standing in the shower waiting for hot water right now. It does this because the crude bimetallic thermostat buried inside the side of the tank does not know your daily schedule. It has no brain. A standard 4,500 watt heating element running just 2 unnecessary heating cycles per day consumes approximately 3 kilowatt hours daily. That adds up to over 1,000 kilowatt hours per year from one single appliance. It is burning fuel and your money to maintain a thermal state that you only actually need for about 45 minutes every morning and another 45 minutes every evening. This is the very first category of the load secret that you must understand. Thermal phantom draw. It is the raw energy your heavy appliances actively consume simply to maintain a state of readiness rather than doing a job you ask them to do. Your water heater maintaining 140 degrees while your entire family sleeps. Your refrigerator maintaining 37 degrees while no one opens the door for 8 straight hours while you are at work. Your central heating and cooling system maintaining exactly 72 degrees in empty guest rooms that no one is occupying. All of it translates to real, measurable kilowatt hours. All of it shows up on your monthly bill. None of it is doing work you consciously requested at the moment the fuel was burned. Let us move to the second major category of financial drain. Standby draw. In the engineering community, this is also accurately called vampire load. Your large flat-screen television sitting in the living room in standby mode draws between 1 and 5 watts continuously. Your digital cable box sitting directly beneath it draws 20 to 30 watts continuously. And I do not mean just when you are actively watching a program. I mean always. 24 hours a single day. 365 days a single year. Your cable box alone is quietly consuming 260 to 263 kilowatt hours annually. It sits there generating low-level heat and doing absolutely nothing but displaying a digital clock on a piece of black plastic that you look at maybe 4 hours a day. At the national average of 18 cents per kilowatt hour, that equals $47 a year, bleeding out of your bank account for a device doing absolutely nothing of value. Now I want you to multiply that slow, steady bleed across your entire home. Your kitchen microwave draws 3 watts in constant standby just waiting for a button press. Your video game console draws between 1 and 15 watts in standby mode, constantly checking for background updates over the internet. Your modern washing machine draws 1 watt in standby. Your clothes dryer draws 4 watts in standby. Your computerized dishwasher draws 2 to 4 watts in standby. Your digital home office desktop computer with the entire power strip fully energized draws 5 to 15 watts across all the connected peripherals like monitors and speakers, even when the main machine is completely powered down. The Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory has been rigorously studying residential standby power for decades. Their hard data shows the average American home has approximately 40 devices sitting in active standby at any given moment. The average standby draw across all of those forgotten devices is 61 watts continuous. If you take 61 watts and multiply it by 24 hours, then multiply that by 365 days, you get exactly 534 kilowatt hours per year burned for nothing. At 18 cents per kilowatt hour, that is exactly $96.12 going straight to the utility company for devices that you consider to be turned off. This happens every single year. This brings us back to the most effective device that costs absolutely nothing. Your existing manual power strips. The ones you already own sitting dusty under your desk. When you physically switch them off at the strip, your connected standby devices draw exactly 0 watts. Not 1 watt. Not 0.3 watts. Absolute mathematical zero. One single physical switch equals 0 operating cost and instantly recovers $96 a year. That is instant financial return on investment that requires 0 mechanical skill to execute. The ultimate load secret is not cleverly hidden inside some magical new device that you have to buy from a desperate salesman. It is completely hidden in plain sight right now on your personal utility web portal. It is buried deep inside your raw interval data. It lives safely inside those precise 15-minute demand readings that your digital smart meter has been aggressively collecting for years, and that the vast majority of American homeowners have never once bothered to look at. The entire massive utility industry heavily counts on that exact widespread public ignorance. That specific lack of knowledge directly funds their incredibly lucrative corporate revenue model year after year. You permanently exiting that exploitative financial model requires absolutely nothing but a simple internet login and 30 focused minutes sitting at your kitchen table with a blank spreadsheet. I want to know something highly specific about your exact living situation right now. What is the single highest electrical draw appliance running in your home today, and have you ever actually physically measured it with a real plug-in watt meter or meticulously checked your interval data portal to confirm that exact number? I do not want a rough guess or an assumption based on a printed manufacturer sticker. I want a strictly measured value from your own hands. Drop that exact answer down in the comments below right now because I read every single one of them to understand exactly where you are starting from. There is always a massive, consistent gap between what normal people mistakenly think is violently killing their monthly electric bill and what the cold, hard mathematical data actually shows them when they finally look at the screen. You essentially have two clear options in front of you right now. You can simply close this video and go back to blindly paying for thermal phantom, draw endless standby load, and absolutely brutal peak rate consumption that you never moved because you never bothered to see the actual map. Or you can spend just 20 minutes tonight with your utility interval data portal, download your raw load profile, and start ruthlessly cutting the dead weight from your life. The hard information already exists. Your utility company is legally required by federal law to give you full, unrestricted access to it. In most states, it costs absolutely nothing to retrieve. The ultimate survival tool is your own existing smart meter. The true secret was never the physical device itself. The profound secret was always simply knowing exactly how to read it. If this specifically changed the way you actively think about your monthly electric bill and your overall home energy architecture, then you need to subscribe right now. Not for my ego, but because this is exactly how you keep getting hard survival research that absolutely nobody else is actively publishing in this highly detailed format. And if someone in your personal circle is still foolishly paying for a dusty cable box drawing 25 constant watts around the clock for devices doing absolutely nothing, then hitting the like button is exactly how the hidden accestive Kepler algorithm actively finds them before the grid goes down. Physics does not ever negotiate rates with anyone. Stay curious and stay independent.